Welcome back, everybody. So, talk of the town, Link, it's gone absolutely bananas, it's gone absolute bonkers. And in all fairness, it could still go higher. It's not for me to tell you where to put your money, and I certainly wouldn't advise buying Link at this price. But I have to say, looking at the chart right now, I think it could even go a little higher. I think we could be looking at 17, maybe even 20. Who knows? It's definitely blowing its top off, but the chart's formation still looks good. If you can see, basically we're riding up the top of the 10 EMA, which is basically, for me, when you start to see things like that, then it's bull mode, and should continue bull mode until it breaks down from beneath there. So at the moment, yeah, we're riding the top of the Bollinger Band. We're breaking out of it on a daily basis, basically. But we're still on top of this, so as far as that's concerned, it's bullish. The RSI, yeah, it can go higher. It's very, very high. Of course, it can go higher. Sometimes when you look at cryptocurrencies, RSIs, it can be very misleading, unless it's literally clambering into the next area. For me, would be the MACD. Unless it's broken my software and decided to come out onto the top here, you know, RSI can sometimes just be ignored in a way, especially when something like this is going on. This is super FOMO, but it's also relatively constructive. So let's just go back in to Bitcoin chart to see if there's any kind of correlation, and there's not really. I mean, you can see how this one did ride the top of the 10 simple, come down to test it, the 10 EMA basically, test it. We broke down beneath it. So this is what we don't want to see with Link. If you want to continue with your Moon Boy approach to this, so long as we're above this, we're fine. Coming down to test it, you might as well try a look at a buy. But at the moment, I would probably say it is looking overextended and might want to come down. At the end of the day, though, when you see a chart looks like this, who knows what's around the corner? This could be one of those coins that people look back on and go, well, actually, this is the Bitcoin. This is the new Bitcoin. It could be. This chart isn't like all the others. We've just gone up, even in bearish markets and stuff like that. We've just gone up, and it just goes to show. I remember seeing Link down here and seeing this move and going, wow, look at that. And this entire time, we've basically been above the 200 exponential moving average the entire time. And basically, if that means nothing to you, what that basically means is, so long as we're above the 200 exponential, we're bullish in the long term. Let's have a look at Bitcoin as an example of that in the short term. So yeah, 200, which is this white one. We're beneath it all this time. We're above it. We're beneath it. We're beneath it. We're above it. It signifies an uptrend, and so long as you're above there, the uptrend is supposed to be continuous. As a rule of thumb, anyway. I mean, it's a very lagging indicator. It's 200 exponential. So, but that's generally what it means. If we look back at the way that Link has used that 200 exponential, it's essentially been above it almost the entire time. We dipped down beneath it during that little blip problem that we had, but as soon as we broke above it, we've just been making nice gains, and we're clearly above it now. We're so far away from it that, again, that is a good chart to be above that. You generally don't see that with anything. Most things do come down beneath it. But that said, how far are we now? If we were to come down from the price where we are right now all the way down to test it, it'll be a 67% drop. So there's been bigger drops with Bitcoin than that in the past. But that would be the worst case scenario. But is that very likely? Not really. Is it possible? It could be possible. The price of that, bringing us down to that level, is going to be a $5 Link. And if it ever came down to test the 200 exponential, it would be worth buying it, because again, this chart is unlike all the others in the way that it rides that, and the way that it stayed above it for such a prolonged period of time, when in contrast to Bitcoin's, which is all over the place. It just screams continuous growth, basically. Anyway, bit late to get involved right now. It's always worth having a bit to hold on to, especially with a chart like this. So I do have some, not as much as I should, but I do have some. And yeah, like I say, it looks great to me. And probably, if I was to put my money where my mouth is, I'd say it could reach up to 17, maybe even 20 before it's finished. And then when it comes back down, we want to see it hopefully bounce from the 10 EMA. That might not be likely. It might come down to test the center of the Bollinger Band, which should be the 21. But again, the chart still looks bullish despite it blowing its top off like this, and technically it's still got room to move. Anyway, long term, I would definitely say that it's good long term. So those who hodl this, just you might as well just keep it, because if this is the situation we're in now, can you imagine what it would look like at the end of a bull market, which is still 18 months away or so, or maybe, you know, considering this isn't even phased by sort of bear markets, it could just continue after that. Who knows? It's definitely unlike all the others. It's definitely doing its own thing now, and so in that respect, it's definitely special. And just moving on to one other quick little treat for you. Not that you'll care too much about this, because you've obviously cashed in on Chainlink, but my secret little pet, CNS, over on Probit, set yourself an account up with the link below, has done basically a 2x in 48 hours. So I know that probably sounds nothing to you guys with all your link and stuff like that, but you know, sometimes a 2x can be nice. You know, you don't necessarily need a 3x or a 15x or whatever it is that you guys are in right now, but 2x in 48 hours isn't bad. And before you say, oh, but this is a shitcoin, technically everything's a shitcoin. Shitcoin still trades at just, you know, over $250,000 a day in Tether, and actually it was close to 1 million when it did this big bold move. Now the difference, and I know you don't want to hear about CNS, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The difference being that this time that's basically where it did 1,000% in about 24 hours, with high volume, I should add. So it's not, you know, it's not the worst coin in the world, I'm telling you. This time what it's doing is it's creeping up, and again, looking at that 10 EMA for support, I would get yourself a Probit account and wait for CNS to come back down to test this bad boy again, and if it does, it'll be a good signal to perhaps maybe buy. Now again, I'm not your financial advisor, this isn't financial advice, and considering I'm probably talking to people who have got loads of link, you're probably not bothered at all. But you know, this one has potential to continue to move up at this point now, and even if it doesn't, it's shown itself to be a big bold mover with large volume. I'm definitely playing this one for quite a while, and actually I think I might be trading this on a daily basis now, until it's proven otherwise. This is a money maker right here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe. If you don't, I don't mind, and you take it easy.